AEW Executive Vice President Kenny Omega is out of action indefinitely. He has just posted on social media that he's dealing with an injury and has been hospitalized, but hasn't said what the injury is. We'll let you know the very latest details on the AEW EVP. Cody Rhodes says he expects AEW World Champion MJF to one day make the jump from AEW to WWE. Chris Jericho responds to fans who say that AEW is currently dealing with a crisis. We got an update on how many tickets have been sold for CM Punk's WWE return match at Madison Square Garden. Also an update on how many tickets have been sold for AEW Revolution 2024, of course the site of Sting's final professional wrestling match. El Hijo del Vikingo has been announced for TNA's Hard to Kill pay-per-view. We've also got an update on how many tickets have been sold for Hard to Kill as well as Snake Eyes, of course that's a taping afterwards in Las Vegas, Nevada. An update on a major star that could be set to return tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. Several NXT stars could also appear tonight on SmackDown on Fox, plus a member of the Anawahi family was backstage this week at AEW Dynamite in Texas. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. And let's start off with the big developing breaking news that just broke in the last couple of minutes. That regards Kenny Omega, the former AEW World Champion and AEW Executive Vice President, revealing that he has been sidelined indefinitely and in fact has been hospitalized as well. Kenny Omega is sidelined indefinitely. He took to social media in the last sort of 20 minutes or so at the time recording this video, posting a photo of himself in hospital and wrote the following. You can get his tweet up on the screen right here. He said, "I can't really sugarcoat this. I'm out indefinitely. I tried to keep pushing past the pain for as long as I could until it became too much. Luckily, doctors caught me when they did. I'll be here. So in the meantime, please enjoy wrestling." As I mentioned, Omega hasn't said what he's sidelined with or anything like that. Omega, though, has dealt with a laundry list of injuries in recent years, and it kept him sidelined from November 2021 to August 2022. And during that time, he had a multitude of surgeries on a variety of different injuries. He underwent hernia and knee surgeries, as well as had to get his shoulder fixed as well. And as I said, a plethora of other issues at the time. He returned in August of 2022 to compete in trios action alongside the Young Bucks. He has only wrestled 12 singles matches though since his return last year. Omega last wrestled on the December 9th episode of AEW Collision, defeating Ethan Page in Canada. Now he was scheduled to team with Chris Jericho as the Golden Jets to challenge Absolute Ricky Starks and Big Bill for the AEW World Tag Team Championship at AEW World's End pay-per-view on December 30. But as of right now, it looks like that match is seriously in jeopardy, as Omega himself has said that he is sidelined and out of action indefinitely. Of course, if we get any more information on the injury in question, what's going on with Kenny Omega, the timeline for his return or anything like that, we'll let you know. But we wish Kenny the best, of course, as he recovers from the injury that he's dealing with right now. Now, let's talk about Cody Rhodes saying that he believes the AEW World Champion MJF will one day be in WWE. MJF will eventually find his way to WWE, according to one of wrestling's biggest stars today. For well over a year, the AEW World Champion has openly flirted with WWE and repeatedly stated that he'll become a free agent at the beginning of 2024. The star even claimed in the build-up to Full Gear that AEW boss Tony Khan was doing his best to try and keep him, commenting that there are a lot of things he likes about WWE. Before Cody Rhodes headed back to WWE, he enjoyed a strong relationship with MJF and is known to be a big fan of the star. Speaking to Rosenberg Wrestling, Rhodes said he's proud of the AEW World Champion and expects him to land in WWE one day. He said, quote, "I think one day you'll see MJF in WWE. I think one thing I'm really proud of him for is, for those who don't know, MJF was one of my recruits. Probably the one I'm most excited about just because of his potential, his personality, his overall professionalism is beaming. One thing I'm proud of him doing is, if you notice, he's put on a ton of muscle and he's put it on safely over the last year and a half. And when he does make that jump, and I don't know when that is, if he makes the jump, but if he comes to WWE, he'll have to stand across from guys like Drew McIntyre. You have to stand across from guys like Omos or Gosh, Brock Lesnar. Now, interestingly, it's been reported that those in WWE believe that MJF has quietly re-signed with All Elite Wrestling. Despite the smoke and mirrors from the salt of the earth, WWE is adamant that there's been no discussion about bringing him in, and he won't be leaving AEW until sometime after 2027, if he leaves at all. What are your thoughts on Cody Rhodes' comments, and do you believe MJF when he says he's going to become a free agent in 2024, or is that just MJF once again working his character? Now, there's been a lot of talk about AEW recently, with talks that WWE and Warner Brothers Discovery are talking about possible TV rights for Monday Night Raw and what that could mean for the future of AEW. Some would even go as far to say that AEW is currently in a crisis. Well, Chris Jericho has come to defense of All Elite Wrestling. In recent weeks, AEW has come under fire from fans on social media who believe the company is moving away from its core wrestling values. It's even been suggested that QT Marshall is leaving the promotion in part due to a change in philosophy. Appearing on WFAA, Chris Jericho hit back at the criticism, suggesting that AEW has been building stars and its recent output has been great. Jericho said, quote, "People's opinions are opinions, especially on social media, when everybody is going to say what they think with no consequences and mostly negativity. I think our shows have been great, the matches have been great, and we've done a great job of balancing the storylines along with these amazing matches. The most important thing we've been doing is building stars. I'm sure people on the Dallas Cowboys or people making movies, or if you're in a band, it's like being a Kiss fan. Kiss fans hate everything, but they still buy everything. I find a lot of wrestling fans are like that too. They hate everything. If you listen to the public opinion online, I should be shot and killed and never show my face on wrestling again because I'm the worst possible thing that could ever happen to the business, me still being in existence. Either you believe that or you don't, and I don't. I don't think the majority of people do either, but people are still going to say that. It's your opinion. I never worry about people that don't like what we do because you can't convince them. They just don't like it, and that's fine. It's your opinion. I worry about the people that do like our show and worry about making new fans of the show. That's the most important thing." So, do you agree with what Chris Jericho is saying there? Is it a case of people will never like AEW, so it's no point trying to convince them? Or is Jericho off base with his comments? Let me know your thoughts about that. Now, earlier this week, it was announced that CM Punk would be making his return to the ring inside a WWE ring, that is, for the first time in nearly a decade during the Holiday Live Tour, beginning on December 26th at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Now, reportedly, since the last update, WWE has moved over 1,000 tickets since the announcement that CM Punk would be facing Dominic Mysterio, and this match was added to the card and advertised as Punk's first match in WWE in over 9 years. In addition to that, 300 level sections have been added to availability to purchase tickets. As of right now, the last count suggested that WWE had distributed 12,118 tickets out of a possible 13,770. That meant that just over 1,500 tickets were available still to purchase as of the time of recording this video. What do you think this means for the popularity of CM Punk and the fact that since they announced this match, they've sold over 1,000 tickets? Is that just once again evidence that CM Punk is a big draw now that he's back in WWE? Let me know your thoughts about that. Speaking of tickets, we have an update when it comes to the ticket sales for AEW Revolution, which of course is a big pay-per-view, because not only does it feature most likely the first pay-per-view after the official signing of Will Ospreay to All Elite Wrestling, but most importantly it features the final match of the legendary professional wrestling career of Sting that will be taking place at AEW Revolution 2024. Now, tickets have just gone on sale for the event at the Greensboro Coliseum Complex in Greensboro, North Carolina. Of course, the event is taking place on Sunday, March 3rd, 2024, and over 7,000 tickets have been distributed. Specifically, 7,125 tickets have been distributed out of a current setup of 9,303. That means that with several months still to go, about 4 months still to go, there are just over 2,000 available tickets, 2,178 to be specific. Now, given those numbers, do you expect that AEW will sell out the Greensboro Coliseum Complex of their current setup? Do you think they will expand that? And is this evidence that Sting's final professional wrestling match is going to be a big draw for AEW? Let me know your thoughts about that as well. Now, El Hijo del Vikingo, he's made some appearances in AEW recently, but he's also going to be making an appearance for TNA Wrestling. TNA Wrestling have announced yet another big international star for their upcoming Hard to Kill pay-per-view on January 13. On the back of a string of announcements from the company, such as the full-time signings of both Trent Seven and Kushida, TNA have pulled another out of the bag pertaining to their first pay-per-view offering of 2024, having already revealed that Kazuchika Okada and Will Ospreay will be appearing at the company's Snake Eyes event on January 14. They have now announced another big name for the same event, as well as the Hard to Kill pay-per-view the night before. That being AAA Mega Champion El Hijo del Vikingo, who last appeared for the company at Impact Wrestling Ultra Clash on November 26. The anticipation for the Hard to Kill pay-per-view is heightened by not only the big names appearing over that weekend, but also the fact it will be the stage for the official rebrand of Impact back to TNA Wrestling going forward. Now, what's quite interesting regarding all of this, again, several big names have been announced for the Hard to Kill pay-per-view as well as the Snake Eyes tapings, but as of right now, TNA is still struggling to sell tickets for both shows. We can start off here with the Hard to Kill events. Now, the current setup at the Pearl Concert Theater at the Palm Casino Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada is just over 1,100. It's 1,180. And as of right now, only 647 tickets have been distributed, with 533 tickets available. Now, most would expect probably that will increase. Of course, it's a few weeks away, maybe about a month or so away. And several big names such as Will Ospreay, Kazuchika Okada, in addition to that, El Hijo del Vikingo, and the rebrand of TNA Wrestling. One would think they probably will get to 1,000, but still people had anticipated tickets to move quicker. But really, it's the night after that's a bit of a problem for TNA Wrestling at the moment. That being TNA Wrestling Snake Eyes, that's taking place on Sunday, January 14, in the same venue, the Pearl Concert Theater at the Palm Casino Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada. The current setup, once again, is for 1,180, and the tickets distributed as of just a few days ago is only 348 tickets. Yes, only 348 tickets have been distributed, with over 800 available still right now, that being 832. So despite the fact that Will Ospreay, Kazuchika Okada, and now El Hijo del Vikingo plus a TNA event has been advertised, they haven't even yet sold 400 tickets. Why do you think that is? Do you think that's because of the location? Is that just because of the case of TNA is a dead brand? Do you think they should have done it maybe in their spiritual home of somewhere like Nashville, Tennessee or something like that? Why do you think that is the case? How many tickets do you think will eventually be sold for TNA Wrestling Snake Eyes? And how many tickets do you think will be sold eventually for the Hard to Kill pay-per-view? Let me know your thoughts about that as well in the comment section below. Now, spoilers ahead, because this is quite a big spoiler for tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown on Fox. We'll give you 5 seconds to skip ahead. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Once again, a last minute spoiler warning, because tonight is set to see a big return, and we have heard this quite a lot over recent weeks, but tonight reportedly is set to feature the return of the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, to Friday Night SmackDown again. I know we've heard this one a few times before. WWE is set for SmackDown in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and that episode could include a big return. Once again, spoiler warning, even though it's up on the screen right now. But PW Insider reports that AJ Styles is expected to return tonight at Friday Night SmackDown. Now, this return has been a long time coming. AJ Styles has been out of action since he sold a beatdown from Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso. At the time, Styles was set to be John Cena's tag team partner at Fastlane against the Bloodline, but then LA Knight took Styles' spot. It was further noted that AJ Styles had initially been planned for a return several weeks back, but WWE decided to hold off on the return. It's reported that this week is more of a sure thing, as Styles will return to the road for WWE. Now, AJ Styles' OC stablemates, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, returned to the ring several weeks ago, but they have only worked live events thus far. Their television hiatus may end with Styles' return tonight. Fans can probably expect AJ Styles' return to SmackDown during the December 15 episode, with the Royal Rumble coming up on January 27th. That event will mark 8 years since he shocked the world by finally landing in WWE after a career outside the company. Now, obviously, as I mentioned, AJ Styles returning to WWE has been something that's been reported several times over the last couple of weeks, so We'll have to wait and see. Tonight's SmackDown is also a double taping, so AJ Styles can get 2 weeks worth of tapings out of the way in one night, so to really jumpstart his comeback. It remains to be seen what he's going to be doing. Is he going to jump back into a feud with the Bloodline? Of course, it looks like Randy Orton is going to be facing off against Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble, but given the fact that AJ Styles has an axe to grind with the Bloodline too, could we see Roman Reigns defend his title possibly in a triple threat match at the Royal Rumble Premium Live event in January? We'll have to wait and see with that one. Now, some NXT stars could be set to appear on SmackDown tonight as well. Several surprising names are reportedly in Green Bay, Wisconsin, ahead of tonight's SmackDown tapings, with PW Insider reporting that Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza are expected to appear on the show. In addition to that, the outlet is reporting that both Axiom and Gable Steveson have been spotted in the area. Despite being drafted to Raw earlier this year, Carrillo and Garza have been appearing more frequently on NXT. The two challenged Tony D'Angelo and Stax Lorenzo for the NXT Tag Team Championships last month, but came up short. It looks as though the real-life cousins are now headed back to the main roster, with the blue brand as their destination for now. While Axiom and Stevenson have been in town, PW Insider did not directly indicate that the two are planned for an appearance tonight. However, it was noted that Axiom did compete on SmackDown last month, facing off against Dragon Lee but coming up short. Since then, the masked competitor returned to NXT, where he defeated Nathan Frazer during the pre-show for last weekend's NXT Deadline Premium Live event. Stevenson, meanwhile, hasn't been seen on WWE programming since making his in-ring debut against Baron Corbin at the NXT Great American Bash over the summer. The match was not highly received, but Stevenson has been working NXT live events over the last several months, hopefully indicating some progress in the ring for the former Olympian. So, certainly when it comes to Carrillo and Garza, it has been rumoured they could get involved with the Santos Escobar feud with the LWO as Santos Escobar's new backup, but time will tell if indeed that is the case. Finally, we saw a member of the Anoa'i family backstage during AEW Dynamite this week. Now, taken to Twitter, Zilla Fatu, the son of late former WWE superstar Umaga, posted a bunch of pictures whilst backstage at this week's AEW Dynamite from Arlington, Texas. Fatu took pictures alongside talent such as Chris Jericho, Nick Wayne, Isaiah Cassidy, and Daniel Garcia, with the caption on the picture of Wayne potentially hinting at a move to the company. Fatu said, quote, "Stay tuned." Now, Fatu would also appear alongside AEW President Tony Khan for a picture, adding further fuel to the fire. Having only made his in-ring debut in July, Fatu had previously been competing for Booker T's Reality of Wrestling promotion, however, this was short-lived. In September, just 2 months following his debut match, Booker T announced that Fatu would be departing the promotion due to irreconcilable differences. Since then, Fatu has been taking independent bookings. However, there has been no reports of AEW interest as of yet, although his visit of Dynamite will undoubtedly get the rumor mill spinning. Of course, he is based in Texas, so it could just be a case of he was in town, so he decided to visit some people he knew in the industry. But there you go, guys. This is the latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.